Something that I decided to do a little bit differently, and I wanted to make my own MultiVersus content roadmap for 2023, and just some ideas for the developers, and just to share some more ideas of what they can bring to the game, what they can bring to the table in regards to new content, new characters, some events, some ideas, and I haven't seen anybody make one of these before, and I have done one of these already, and so you guys really liked it, so I wanted to try my hand with this game to see what you guys would think with some of my ideas for multiverses. And there's so many characters that they can bring to the game, and I'm not just going to be talking about characters, character after character. I wanted to bring content itself to the game to get people playing the game actively when nothing's going on. And it's early in the year, it's a brand new year for 2023. And just as you can see, the Battle Pass double XP weekend has just started and it ends in 4 days. This is one of the ideas that I actually put in my actual roadmap that you guys are going to be able to see. And you guys can take a look at the roadmap if you want to. Everything that I mentioned in this video, I'm not sure how long I'm going to go. Everything I mentioned is going to be in the description for details and more, and you guys are welcome to give feedback in the comments and and let me know what you guys think of my roadmap, and maybe some characters and more things that they could possibly do to bring more to the game itself. It's so much fun to play. I love all the characters, the voice lines, and it's nice to see characters like Marvin the Martian just to get started. One of my favorite Looney Tunes, and I grew up watching Looney Tunes when I was little, and just all these different shows from Cartoon Network, Toonami. Anybody remember Cartoon Fridays? Cartoons with the commercials. It goes on and on with all the nostalgia and memories just playing this game, and it's awesome to see all of these characters come to life and come to fruition and just cross over with each other with all these different interactions. Just listen to these voice lines.
Didn't see you there, inferior being.
The voice lines, the voice acting, it's just so much fun to really get into and play. And I'm just gonna start with January, and just since we're already here, of course, but this was already part of my roadmap way before it even came out, and I'll just add on to it, I guess. But everything that I want to say in this particular video is just everything is going to be in the description, so you guys can check it out. But I just really enjoy this game for what it is. It's only season 2, and just like I said, it's still early. The year's just getting started. They have so many different characters that they can bring out. But let's just go ahead and just bring up the character menu so people can see all the characters in the game, just for example. So we're not going to play them out.
Choose your character.
Just look at the lineup. You got all these awesome characters, and I didn't even expect to see characters like LeBron James, one of the best NBA players to get in the game. It's fun. I just love playing as every single character. I don't know all of them by heart, and as you can see, some of the ones that's low level, I'm still trying to get used to in regards to their controls. But I'll just bring one of my favorites up on the screen with Bugs Bunny, and just with Batman, for example. It just goes on. Some of the favorites I really like to play, Iron Giant, Velma. It goes on and on. But we'll just put it right here on him for now, so everybody can see all the characters in the game. But let's go ahead and just start talking about the roadmap that I came up with, and just what they can possibly do and bring out for this year, and just to really get started in regards to updates and more. So for the month of January, since we're already still here, it's not over yet. We still just got a couple weeks still, but a new update with fixes and a battle pass rush event that I end up coming up with. A battle pass rush. See how it says battle pass double XP weekend? You're getting double XP, and you'll be able to get that bonus from the battle pass to really be able to advance in the tiers. See how it only says 4 days, but for my battle pass rush event, it's going to include double the gold and a major increase to your battle pass rewards to complete the pass, which is basically what they did for this weekend, for this battle pass update, part of the Lunar New Year the Rabbit update. And then something else that I even put just for something a little bit different, a battle pass discounted for those for less Gleamium for players who don't currently own it. So I thought maybe they could probably end up extending the battle pass. Maybe season 2 might end up getting extended, because we only got one character, which was Marvin the Martian. From the screen here, we only got him so far from the updates itself. It's only one character, and it's only just getting started with season 2. So maybe they can extend it, extend season 2, and then have the battle pass go on. So for those out there, not everybody got the battle pass. Some people are not even interested in battle pass. Certain gamers are different, and certain players are different. They want to see if the battle pass is worth it, and maybe they have a change of heart and end up getting it at a later date, and they might not have enough time to finish that battle pass. So in my event, for my battle pass rush event, you're going to be able to get that bonus from way more than just 4 days. You're going to get that week or that week and more, the week and then some, to get more time to finish the battle pass, and you'll be able to advance to the tiers while you level up and unlock those set rewards and level up your characters and more. It's all going to be part of the event. And if you haven't purchased the battle pass yet, it's already going to be at a discount for those players, so they don't have to spend too much money on the battle pass. So they'll be at a special discount for a limited time only, so they'll be able to get their hands on the battle pass. So it's just a little bit of an idea just to start for starters. But now just is something just to really try to spice it up a little bit for this roadmap that I came up with for February. I selected a new character teaser that they can bring out, because see how the battle pass, and maybe in the next 4 days we'll probably get a character teaser. It could be anybody. There's no telling which kind of character they're going to end up getting. There's so many different characters from Cartoon Network and all these different shows, from Game of Thrones. We can get another character from Stark's particular world, for example, just to have her on the screen. It could be anybody. We can get another Looney Tunes character. It could be somebody that we least suspect. Maybe somebody from Adventure Time could probably end up getting into the game, because we only got 2 Adventure Time reps with Jake and Finn. It could be anybody from this show. It could be someone from Steven Universe, for example. It goes on and on and on. So it's just different ideas like that, and just all the character potential that this game has is so much they can bring to the table. So just for my little event and ideas, a character teaser featuring the original Teen Titans logo. So I thought this is something that they could possibly do. I love the Teen Titans, so I wanted to start with them, because I think the Teen Titans deserve to be in this game. I'm not talking about the Teen Titans Go. No shade against the original, well, not the original Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network. I don't watch that show too much, or at least that version of Teen Titans. I'm a huge fan of the OG Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go is just a comedy, but you could take the villains more seriously in the original. Mammoth, Jinx, Gizmo from the Hive, Slade, and so much more. I would think it would be so cool for them to come out and tease the audience, and for the fans out there, I would come out with a character teaser trailer featuring the OG Teen Titans logo to keep the players guessing. You don't know which Teen Titan it could be. You don't know who it could be from that particular universe, from the Teen Titans show. It could be anybody, any one of the Titans. It keeps the players excited and curious of who will be revealed next as a playable fighter. So from my little idea, lots of people want to see Raven, so I put her up in my roadmap. They can have Raven as the teaser, but during the trailer, when you click on it and watch it, just a little some kind of additional idea, it can be saying, you can hear Raven's special chant that she says in the show, Azarath Metrion Zinthos. It can close out the character teaser trailer and get people excited, and you know who says that is Raven. She usually says that when she's getting ready to chant. She uses this special chant of words when she's gonna cast her spells. Azarath Metrion Zinthos. That'll be a cool way to end and cut off that trailer for a character teaser, to really be able to potentially get one of these characters in for Teen Titans. It'll be so much hype around that trailer. A lot of people will get hyped, and I know it's got to be a lot of Raven mains out there. I personally like all of the Teen Titans, but this is just a little idea. So I started with her, with Raven, and then as time goes on throughout the month of February, the new Teen Titans update will drop and come out. Everybody update their games. They do a little server maintenance for the Teen Titans update, and then Raven comes out as the newest playable character. So you got Raven coming up into the game as a playable fighter, and I'm gonna have her be a mage. I'm gonna have Raven be a mage style because they don't have many mages in the game. So Raven can come in from as the original Teen Titans as a mage style character to be able to get into the game. And for her, she'll only be 500 Gleamium. And then they can have a cosmetic. I didn't come up with any sort of potential cosmetic that she can wear for her alternate costume. But I'm sure they can definitely put something together that looks really good, because all these costumes and the cosmetics, they look really good and very well done. Even just characters like Iron Giant. And I'm going to get ready to talk about him, and that's why I'm going to keep him up on the screen. And with Raven, the new map, I'm not going to just bring out Raven as a playable character, part of this Teen Titans update. The new map, I'm going to pick up Titans Tower and add the Titans Tower as part of the map rotation to be in the games for 2v2s, 1v1s, or even party games for customs, or if you're hosting tournaments, something like that. I'm going to put in the Titans Tower map part of the rotation. The Titans Tower is so iconic and the perfect map to really get into the game, because the Titans Tower is the headquarters and the home of the Teen Titans. And now I'm just not even going to stop there. I'm not even going to settle for that. You got a new map and you got Raven coming up into the game as a new playable character in the Mage. I'm going to go out, and as time goes on, Teen Titans inspired cosmetics can also come out within the same update, or maybe a week or so later, whatever time it is needed. Maybe they get delayed or something like that. I'm going to come out with Teen Titans inspired cosmetics to be able to get into the game. So even if Raven is just one of the Titans for now, you can still come out with Teen Titans inspired skins. And just for example, the reason why I got Iron Giant on the screen is because look at his skin with Frankenstein. You got Frankenstein Iron Giant for 1500 Gleamium. You could come out as my little idea. I think that Iron Giant has the best potential to really be able to look good as Cyborg. A Cyborg Iron Giant cosmetic, or what they say, an Iron Giant variant. How about a Cyborg Iron Giant variant that players can be able to purchase exclusively behind Gleamium on the store? And if they take a little bit longer and they can't get it right now, it's still going to be accessible from the shop, just like they have right here. I like how they did this. When you go into the shop and you want to get a skin, the Cyborg cosmetic is going to be right here available. See how you got the Christmas Gizmo skin and all the other ones. Just for example, some things that you didn't get a chance to get, you can go back and get it whenever you want. All you ran out of time for the Teen Titans update, it's not going to be a limited time offer. You can go back and get it whenever you're ready and whenever you get the chance to make the purchase. So I think out of all the characters on this roster, Iron Giant can look the best as Cyborg. I can't think of anybody else on this roster that would look good in a Cyborg variant as a Teen Titans inspired costume. And then just another one, for example, I'm going to select Stark. I'm going to go with Stark as a Starfire cosmetic skin. I think she can really look good as Starfire. Just imagine, anybody else agree? And maybe everybody might have a different opinion. Maybe some other characters can probably have Starfire as a cosmetic, but I think Arya Stark, she has the best potential. And just look at her character model. She looks like she can be a great Starfire sort of cosmetic for a Starfire variant. Don't y'all think? So that's what I'm going to also include with this big giant Teen Titans inspired event. You got Raven coming out, Raven as a new playable character. You got a new map heading into the Teen Titans Tower as a playable map to battle it out and duke it out. And then you got all these inspired skins from Teen Titans. You got Cyborg and Starfire. They can do other characters like Beast Boy and Robin. And then maybe they can do some other ones, maybe like Slade, for example. They can be also playable characters, but they can also still have, eventually have characters, the other Titans added into the game at a later date at some point, so on and so forth. Or maybe they choose to do it at a later season in the future. But those are some cool little ideas. Why not a Teen Titans event? Why not Teen Titans inspired cosmetics for players to get excited and they can rock their favorite cosmetics of their favorite Titan? Along with just battling against Raven as the new playable character, it's gonna be perfect. They got all the potential in the world to really put this as an event. This is only the first event that I really put together, and I think this is something I can't. We got. Look, just take a look at this. We got Robin. I didn't. I'm. This kind of just really. It kind of conflicted with my little idea with the Teen Titans event, but I think it still can work. You got Robin James. It looks good, but they can probably still do more with the event and still get Robin into the game. You got Batman. They got other DC characters that can get into the game. It's just so many things that they can do for the Titans. And the Teen Titans, you don't have to stop or start. You just stop right there. You got the villains like Slade, and you can get the other members of the Hive like Jinx and Gizmo and Mammoth. He can get into the game. And then they have so many other villains that they battle against with the Elementals. And then I gotta say this one, my other favorite villain, I will also probably eventually try to slide in here for part of the event. Maybe he could be like a potential boss, Red X. Red X is from Teen Titans. I think he was disguised as Robin, but he can still be able to get in. He could be a separate character, or maybe that could be a skin that could come out with Robin. Or some kind of variant, a cosmetic behind Gleamium, but it fits the Teen Titans event. It fits the Teen Titans update as a whole, and then people can really get excited for them. It's just so many things that they can bring to the table. And just in regards to this first event, but I'm gonna get into more in just a little bit now. So I spent so much time talking about the Teen Titans event, but this is just one big event that they can focus. It's just so many things that they can do. Teen Titans is just a legendary series that I think belongs. You got all these different characters. It's a missing cartoon series. It's one of the best ones and just one of my favorites. And I just wanted to really start with this as just a starting point. So now we're going to move on, since we talked so much about Teen Titans. How about some new game modes? Let's start changing and take a look at some of the game modes that they have into the game right now. We have so many. The game modes are so much fun. The modes, I don't play too much rank because it just seems like it comes and goes. They can bring this back at some point, but I'm gonna get into that in just a little bit. And then let's just start talking about these modes. So for the month of March, see, that was just February and things. It might even go into March because it's such a big event, and you already got a new character with Teen Titans. But with the month of March, I'm gonna start thinking about more modes. We got a new character, we got a new map, and we got this event. Let's start adding more game modes so we can bring more to the game itself. We got arcade, of course. That's something I really like playing. But a new game mode, something called MVP Showdowns that I came up with. And in this game mode, this particular game mode, it puts the player against every playable character in the MultiVersus roster. And then it can include a rest area with a limited number of med kits available between the rounds. Now, it made me think a little bit of All-Star mode, and I just wanted to come up with my own version of that with this particular roadmap, another playable mode that I think people can play. And then just, let me see, I'll go back to the menu. They do have arcade. See, it says play against a series of enemies that will take you on a journey across the multiverse. Do you have what it takes to make it to the end? It could be something similar to the arcade. So you get 8 stages, 1 try, 5 stages, 3 tries, and you get 3 stages with unlimited tries. But the high difficulty in the arcade, I really like how they designed that, especially with Rain Dog. Just growing in size, he's so tanky, and he just knocks you back. Even some of the other characters can destroy you and kill you early on with less than 50%, which is crazy. But MVP Showdown will be another additional mode that they can make a little bit better than the arcade. Because look, you only got 8 stages, but why not be able to fight against all the other characters? Let's just click on something.
Choose your character.
You got 8 stages. How about you in my MVP Showdown game mode? You'll be able to fight against all the different characters that are in the roster with the similar difficulty that you have in the arcade mode, but you're gonna have those med kits that you'll be able to recover every now and then, maybe up to 3. You get like 3, and then you could probably disable the med kits, maybe minimize the numbers that you want. And then on top of that, I didn't even want to make it just a solo mode that you play by yourself. You can play it co-op. It'll be cooperative available, or cooperative play, I want to say, where it'll include 2 of each character. Cause see how the arcade itself has 2 characters sometimes. Sometimes you fight 2 gizmos. Sometimes you'll end up fighting 2 of the nemesis. The two like the nemesis versions, like Nemesis Taz. You'll fight 2 of the Taz with those crazy spins that they do and knock you back with so much knockback influence that they can completely destroy you early on. In MVP Showdown, you could battle against 2 Shaggys, 2 Batmans, Taz, Garnet, LeBron James, Morty. It goes on and on. Steven, Superman. It's just so many things that they can really do for this particular mode, and it's going to be so much fun. So you'll also be able to go up in the battle pass. You'll be able to level up your characters. You can get plenty of additional gold for the high difficulty for MVP Showdown, battling against all these characters of the multiverse. And it just how it just says see how I just said that in the description from the arcade that we just got to see for a few seconds. Battle against all characters that are all part of that have recently joined the MultiVersus roster in high difficulty, in a high difficulty challenge, and see if you can outlast all of the characters and all the different characters of the multiverse. See, I said, do you have what it takes to make it to the end? It could be something similar to that. So instead of those 8 stages, you got multiple stages, and it could be a huge grind, and it's going to be a lot of fun because you'll be able to play with other people, and you can even try to challenge yourself, trying to run through it solo with some of your favorite characters, some of your mains, and even some of the ones that you recently tried picking up to really learn their play style. It'll be something perfect. So I think this will be a lot of fun to really play the MVP Showdown, and they definitely should make some kind of mode that can be able to add on to these. So you can battle against AI, you got teams, 2v2s, battling against the bots, 1v1s for the showdowns to really try to settle something. Silly Q, which is so much fun, and then the free-for-all mayhem in this party mode. You got a party mode like this, but you can add on to it with the MVP Showdowns. It'll be really well done and put together. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to start talking about the summer and beyond, and this is going to be the closing part. So I put a lot of different things that they could put in to the game for characters and stuff like that, and I didn't want to just bring Raven up as the only character from my roadmap. New character reveal showcases of Cartoon Network iconic shows. You see what I'm saying? So just take a look at some of these characters. We don't have too many Cartoon Network characters. You got Steven Universe. I mean, the Looney Tunes, that's old school, that paved the way. You got Steven Universe. You got The Adventure Time, Tom and Jerry, and Scooby-Doo. So let's take a look. You got Steven Universe, that's one. You got Adventure Time, and then you got Tom and Jerry, and then you got Scooby-Doo. Would this even count? Because Iron Giant, it was a Cartoon Network movie. I already talked about Steven Universe, but you don't really have too many. And then you got the Looney Tunes, because that counts, because it's all part of Cartoon Network. Only got about 5 reps. You don't have too many Cartoon Network shows, but it's so many DC characters. It's additional DC characters. We got Harley Quinn, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. But I think they have so many other characters that they can bring to the table in regards of different shows to showcase Cartoon Network. Let's bring one of our characters up on the screen. how is it that they don't really have too many Cartoon Network characters? So how about some iconic shows that people love, and not even just others? I was thinking about some of my favorite shows that I wanted to mention that I put in my roadmap. Codename Kids Next Door, KND. Anybody seen that show? Anybody think the Kids Next Door can be in the game? The Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and more potential characters that could come out as character news over the course of the summer, bringing out those characters and bringing out those different trailers and teasers. You never know who we're gonna get. We don't know who's gonna be able to get into the game because there's so many characters that they can go and reach for. Because the potential and the options and opportunities are endless in regards to this particular game. It's so much fun just in all these different characters that we have right now. Look at this roster. This is just the beginning. You don't even have to worry about having to be so limited. You have all these different shows that can get represented from the Cartoon Network era. Those are just some of the most wanted characters I want to see, and hope that they pull a character or two, or maybe a protagonist or an antagonist from those shows. Samurai Jack and Aku, for example, can get into the game, but they don't have too many Cartoon Network shows that can be, well, for right now, they don't have too much Cartoon Network reps in these shows that's represented. You only got you got Scooby-Doo, but you only got Velma and Shaggy. You don't have Scooby-Doo in here, or any of the other characters from that show. Scooby-Doo, just things like that. And then, as you go on throughout the year, for my next idea, a MultiVersus anniversary event that could come out around the summer, because it'll mark its 1 year, its first year of being out. It hasn't even been out that long. It hasn't even been out for a year yet. So they can do a MultiVersus anniversary event, and then, just for my little idea, just something similar to what they did from let me see if can I back out? Something similar to how they did the Festiversus that just recently ended with the Christmas cookies that we had in the corner up here. See where it is? We had the Christmas cookies up here in the corner. I put collectible stars, part of the anniversary event, that could be attained to purchase all new exclusive cosmetics for the characters. You could come out with cosmetics and
choose your character.
different ways to really be able to earn these cosmetics. Everybody can probably, I'm just gonna say it, I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to get everybody in the game to be able to have an anniversary skin, but they can have a significant amount of anniversary skins for these characters to be able to get purchased behind Gleamium, and you can earn them also with the stars. Some of them can be locked behind Gleamium exclusively, and then some of them not with the gold. You can just be able to get in a lot if you have enough stars. So just like they did Superman Santa, see, perfect example. Just like they did Superman Santa, for example. And then Kate Jake, I don't have him though, of course. I don't have Kate Jake. But with Superman Santa, it's the perfect example of what they could do for like an anniversary skin. See how I got all them jingle bells on them? They could do some kind of anniversary skin for MultiVersus with some of these characters while you collect these stars. At least for part of my MultiVersus anniversary event, you get the stars, and depending on how many stars you get, you can unlock those profile icons, you can unlock those cosmetics, you can unlock those different poses and different things that you can possibly get, and banners. I'll say the banners, the profile icons, and then the cosmetics, and just some of those skins can be locked behind these stars, these anniversary stars. So these collectible stars for the anniversary event, or they can use something else for some kind of particular collectible currency, like they did with the Christmas cookies and the Halloween candy corn, things like that. And then this big update, something a little bit different that I wanted to come out with. When you take a look at this roster, how many villains do you see? You don't see many villains. You just don't. You got Shaggy. Wait, just watch. You got Shaggy, 1-on-1, protagonist, hero. Stray heroes. I mean, they do their own. They get into their own little mishaps and their own adventures. Rick and Morty, all heroes except Harley Quinn. You got one, well, you got two. You got two of them. These are two villains. He's not a protagonist. He's not. Marvin is not a protagonist. It's two. You got two villains. Just trying to double check. Take a look. You got two villains on the. You got two villains in the MultiVersus roster. Everybody else in this game are heroes. And then, I mean, Rain Dog. Of course, he doesn't even look like a villain at all or antagonist. He's the only original character made by the devs. But everybody else, these two, Marvin and Harley Quinn, notice they put two of the villains next to each other. Everybody else is. Oh, well, almost forgot. I almost forgot Stripe. Would he count as a villain? But this only 2 to 3 villains. But that's still very little. That's very low in regards to the villains. So now I'm going to start talking about the villains and what they can do. How about a Forces of Evil update that I came up with as an idea, where you can take on memorable villains in high difficulty boss battles solo or with a friend. And with this particular Forces of Evil update, I've featured Slade from the Teen Titans, Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls, Ice King, and then I dug into the world of Steven Universe. I picked up White Diamond, and then I had to get Aku from Samurai Jack. And you don't have to stop there. You got all these different villains that can get into the game. Poison Ivy from Batman. Just for example, I didn't even mention a Batman villain in this. It's just part of my little notes. It's just the ideas. Batman got a lot of villains. Poison Ivy, Two-Face, the Riddler. It goes on and on. They can be bosses. The Joker could be a boss if he's not a playable character in the game. But part of the Forces of Evil update, it'll be a boss. These guys will be really tough and tanky, of course, and you can battle together and fight together. And maybe they can even extend it where you can just do a 4-player co-op and make the boss even more tanky and have more health, or maybe tougher to launch. They can do 4-player co-op, something like that. See how the Mayhem has 4 players, up to 4 players can play? They could do something like this with my Forces of Evil update, but I just put it for up to 2 players for co-op with another friend if you want to. And as you defeat these villains, just keep it on the villain real quick. I was trying to make sure it wasn't going to move. As you defeat each boss, you'll be able to unlock them free without the cost of gold or Gleamium, because it's going to be such a fight and a tough challenge. Maybe they can do something like that. I don't know how you guys feel about that. As you defeat each boss like Slade, Mojo Jojo, Ice King, and White Diamond for Steven Universe, Aku, and so many other villains that I just mentioned, you'll be able to unlock them as playable characters. But then when you get the character, they can lock those certain characters behind boss fights. See what I'm saying? When you beat the boss, defeat the boss, and get a new character. But when you get these characters, for example, like Slade or Ice King, the cosmetics for each character or those particular iconic villains that you get, they're going to be locked behind Gleamium. When you get there, when you get the character, almost messed up. When you get the character unlocked after winning the fight successfully and defeating the boss from that particular iconic villain, you're not going to have access to the variant. You're going to have to pay to buy that particular variant or that cosmetic from that villain with the cost of Gleamium. So that's another update they can bring to the table to add on. They don't have too many villains in this roster, so they can add more and do something with the villains. And even if they're not playable characters from the villains, it's still a nice fun update to really be able to play the Forces of Evil. You take on the Forces of Evil and battle all these iconic villains in these crazy boss fights, and it can be something that's way better than what we have from the arcade. The arcade's fine, but it can be another step up into a higher difficulty challenge and really try to bring out your best characters and bring out the best strategies to try to be able to successfully win and try to unlock those characters or beat those bosses and get some cool rewards. Another mode that I wanted to add, it made me think of free for all, or the mayhem mode. At least let's take this off. It made me think of this mode. Free for all 4-player mayhem, and then a little bit of silly Q. Let's keep both of these on for the screen. I selected and came up with Item Madness, a more intense mode that can contain new items from the shows represented in the game. So let's back it up a little bit. So you got Buzz Bunny's carrot. I just put Buzz Bunny's carrot so you can recover Tom and Jerry's cheese from Tom and Jerry, Superman's cape that you could be able to pick up and be able to glide with, and then they can even be nice enough to drop, and Batman can leave his special gift, a nice parting gift of his battle ring in this mode, and many other characters. And see how I already recently talked about the kids next door, they can get other items from these different shows. I even put something silly rainbow monkeys. Anybody remember rainbow monkeys from the kids next door? They could do something like that, and when the rainbow monkeys gets thrown out, it can play that song from the show. Rainbow monkeys, but it'll stun the opponent because they're gonna get caught in that melody. So it's just things like that that they can really be able to do. You get hit with somebody throw a rainbow monkey at you, or the rainbow monkeys, and you get caught in the radius of that melody of that iconic song that plays from Kids Next Door. The character's going to be stunned for a few seconds, so you're leaving them wide open for you to attack. Charge up a strong attack or a special and just launch them into the blast zone. So I thought this would be something cool to add on to the modes as far as items, because Free For All Mayhem has those different items, and Silly Q itself contains them. But in Silly Q, it's the snowstorms. You got a couple of those items, but the snowstorm itself is the main threat in Silly Q. And then in Free For All Mayhem, you got those other items that you could pick up from the med kits to recover, and more like the Banana Man that you can summon, and then the pies that pop up. Those are some just additional ideas that can be brought into the game for another additional mode with Item Madness. And then in October, we're just getting close to wrapping up here, the spookiest month. October is one of my favorite months. I love the spooky time. I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite favorite Halloweens. My favorite holidays of the year. It's my top favorite one next to Christmas. The spookiest month of the year. For the spookiest month of the year, they can bring out horror icons for a Halloween special, and they can also be paired up with Mortal Kombat characters. Don't y'all think? So this was a cool little idea just to wrap up and close it. It's just getting closer to the end of the year. In the spooky month, see how we have all those different things that's going on? I'm going to come out with horror icons and try to get access to some of those characters. Freddy Krueger was a playable character in Mortal Kombat, and Jason Voorhees was one of them too. But they can bring out those different horror characters that are iconic to really be able to shine. They got some good move potential. Why not put them in MultiVersus? And then with Mortal Kombat characters, you don't have to worry about having the gore and things like that. They can still be able to shine. You got characters like Rick and Morty. So I definitely think that they can really get more characters like those characters to be able to bring them out during the spookiest month of the year. Horror, don't y'all think horror characters would be perfect for this game? Maybe one or two, or maybe at least one by surprise they can get their hands on. Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, for example. And then for Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Liu Kang, or the Shaolin monks, Liu Kang and Kung Lao. I was gonna say Kao Long. Just characters like Liu Kang and Kung Lao, the Shaolin monks from Mortal Kombat, Shaolin monks for the duo for that old game. Love that game. Just for the memories, they can get those different Mortal Kombat characters as part of the Halloween month for a nice little Halloween update. And then, of course, you're gonna be able to earn candy and unlock rewards. You can get skins and different rewards and have those different interactions with those different horror icon characters. So that's I definitely think that would be the perfect idea. Why not bring a horror character like Freddy and others into the game if they can, for the spookiest month of the year, for the spooky vibes, all that kind of stuff. They can bring one of those characters out. I will be looking to aim for that for my roadmap idea. I put that in there for the month of October for the spookiest month. And then as the year wraps up, you can make some character changes, whoever needs to get buffed or whatever, and just even some of the most recent characters that I mentioned, whoever makes it into from villains and Teen Titans and horror icons and stuff like that, new stages can get into the game. And then all the different modes that I just finished talking about, you can wrap up the year and close it out with a special character or a special guest character. And why not bring anime characters potentially as you get ready to head into the next year? Not saying they have to get them both at once. A special guest character, or maybe they can start reaching out and trying to get in contact with some of these anime characters that people want to see, like All Might. He can get into the game. So some of the shows that I mentioned, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, like Luffy from One Piece, Sanji can get in. You know, just Zoro, My Hero Academia. They have so many different animes out there that they can get, and just so many characters that they can be able to add for just special guest characters, special appearances, and then anime characters, just and then some. They're definitely gonna get so much hype from that, and just an anime character just opens up so many doors. You got Marvin the Martian as our recent character. They got so many more characters that they can bring. 2023 is definitely going to be stacked for this game. I definitely wanted to bring this out for some ideas for a roadmap. So I would close the year out with special guest characters, a special guest character, or maybe a potential anime character, if not sooner, if possible. If not, they can always add more to the game from these different characters from the show. They have so many characters. It's so much potential in the game, and I really think they can really get their hands on just about any character that they can really push for the game, from Looney Tunes to Cartoon Network to anime to live action characters. They just really broke barriers and opened up so many doors. And with characters like LeBron James, for example, you can definitely get other live action characters to get into the game. And you got shows from Netflix like the Game of Thrones. I don't know too much about Game of Thrones because I still haven't watched a single episode. But you got all these different shows represented in all these worlds and different universes that they can touch base on. But that's my roadmap. I had so much fun talking about it. I know it's probably a little bit on the longer side, but I wanted to just get everything out so everybody can be able to know all the different ideas that I would like to see this game have. I think the Teen Titans event was my favorite one to really share. And it was just so much fun. There's so many different good ideas that they can do with the Teen Titans. A Teen Titans event with all these different inspired skins, with new maps and more that can come out with these characters. I didn't even get into that. So whoever gets added into the game, they can probably potentially get a new map to pay tribute to their show and more. Because we already got Space Jam Legacy got one, and then we recently got a Game of Thrones map. So we could probably get a new Adventure Time map. More shows can get represented from new characters, and they can just definitely bring so much hype for the game with these certain characters. So I just wanted to do something different and just share my ideas for a roadmap. And I haven't seen anybody make one, so I decided to make one for myself and just make one on my own to share with the community out there. And if you guys would add to it, you can, or whatever you guys think. And maybe some of these characters that y'all might want to see added into the game throughout the year, you guys can talk about in the comments. So let me know what you guys think. It was so much fun creating this. I just wanted to make it appealing and just something interesting, and thinking about what the community might like, not even just for personal picks with some of the shows. It's so many shows that I like, Cartoon Network and more, and anime. They can really be able to spice up this roster. The roster is amazing. This can be bigger. But just like I said before earlier, you only got 3 villains. You can definitely add way more antagonists to get into the game. Besides Stripe, Marvin, and Harley Quinn, everybody else in the game besides those 3 are heroes or protagonists that are really just stacking up and outnumbering the villains. So they can have different modes and other characters from those shows, from villains, get represented into the game.